It
says live. Oh, there we go. And we're live
We've been
for the
live.
company on September 3rd,
Man.
2019. The year is over.
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be Christmas.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Right. Go ahead. Start your New Year's resolutions now, motherfuckers.
They've already started putting up Christmas decorations and everything. Some of the stores.
You lying, right?
No.
I've seen Halloween and Thanksgiving, but I haven't seen Christmas yet.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So they completely skipped over Halloween, Thanksgiving. You really can't do anything. I guess your decorations kind of run into.
You kind of have to
Christmas with the hay bales and whatnot,
or
whatever you put up for Thanksgiving, turkeys and shit.
Cornucopias.
Yeah, sure. The horns of plenty. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah,
I'm excited about it, man. Since we're talking about Halloween, it second movie coming out.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that. It's a really solid cast, man.
I haven't seen either versions of that movie.
Are you? Were you in a coma?
Oh, I'm just not a fan of horror movies.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I can understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's not like it's just because people always ask me like, do you like horror movies? Like, to be honest, no, it's just not a genre I'm like into. So
I like some horror movies. I don't like slasher flicks.
Nah, I can't fuck with that.
But I can do like monster movies, things like that. But
yeah.
I don't like I don't do the whole skin pull in and all that stuff. It's not my thing.
You don't like the creature feature or the?
Yeah, I've never seen any of the Saw movies.
What?
I can't do that. That's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff I'm talking about. The whole skin pull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, but what about a movie like The Fly or The Thing?
Hell no.
No. So I'm just saying because
I think The Fly is what got me not liking those kind of movies.
Dude.
The Fly is gross. But that movie, like even today, it's like y'all took it way too far.
Yeah, man.
Like that movie still.
How the fuck did you put that in the theaters? Like, they must have bribed the shit out of that whatever, the board or whoever allowed that shit.
Oof. Yeah, I think that might be the grossest movie I've seen.
There was no measuring rod back then.
No, well, there had to be.
But think about the 80s at that time, though, man. Like, because RoboCop, think about it. Like, RoboCop's actually like when they run over that mutant dude, he just explodes.
Up the window shield.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, I guess. You know the funny thing about The Fly, though, for me, my funny story. First time I ever saw it was on WGN. It just randomly on that night.
What?
But they cut out all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Hey, you get to college. Hey, we're watching old flicks. All right, cool. All right. What the fuck is this shit? When the fuck did this happen?
Oh man, yeah, that's a rough one.
Man,
which one was it?
The Fly.
The Fly.
Oh yeah. That. And I think part 1 was so bad,
and they came out with it too.
They lightened up on part 2 a little bit.
Fuck?
Yeah,
it's like Belly
we went overboard. We apologize. I don't know what the hell we were thinking.
You're dumb.
He was all smoking.
Yeah, man.
So So and like I said, there was no divining rod. There was no measurement of how far was too far because they were still doing the racist ass jokes.
You're right.
They were still doing nudity on movies. Yep. Every woman that was an actress in the 80s showed nudity.
Oh,
Damn it, Sosa.
Did I say that? I'm sorry. I was thinking it. I wasn't supposed to say it.
Showed nudity. So That was just the thing. So now we have all these movies that don't take it too far, don't show nudity. They watch the jokes that they can tell because they tested the waters and found out what worked and what didn't work. You can't do The Fly anymore. You definitely can't do Soul Man.
You can't do Porky's, Revenge of the Nerd. Ain't nobody gonna watch that shit. That shit gonna be on Hulu or Netflix or straight to DVD. I'm assuming.
But that's just where we are. Speaking of sensitive audiences, have you guys seen the Dave Chappelle special yet?
Yes, I have.
Have you seen
I
it?
haven't had a chance to.
You haven't? Oh, well, we won't talk about
spoil.
it.
No, go ahead. Let's talk about it.
I mean, to spoil it, I don't know. It's like I don't know how you really spoil it. Like there's a certain way he's gonna deliver everything that's
right.
Yeah, to where
like
when I watched it, it was hilarious. I laughed all the way through, but I knew at some point there was going to be backlash about the things he was doing because it was stuff that you can't do anymore. He was doing old school black comedy.
I was gonna say because like the reality of it is that comes nowhere close to Eddie Murphy Raw Delirious. Like no,
he went past that.
No, like he was toting the line, but he was nowhere like people say it's offensive. I'm like, okay, yeah, you say he's offensive, and then you throw out like put one of Eddie Murphy's old comedy specials out, and then it's like, oh no, this he wasn't there. I mean, he definitely tried to push the envelope though. There's no question with today's audience, and I think that's kind of the point of what it was. I think he was just really just like, hey, this is the things that y'all say we can't talk about. I go make enough money. Screw you.
So is it the late 80s, 90s kids talking this shit? Because we grew up on this shit. I'm sorry.
See, you know what? It's weird, man. It's strange or how the world has actually changed. Because it's like, we talk about like, kids and participation trophies and all this other stuff, but it's not like the kid's fault per se.
It's right. It's fucking the generation before them, right?
Right. So it's like, you're blaming the generation that came up on it, but it's like, well, that's kind of how y'all put it out that way. So
I want to watch it. But
you have to watch it. I think everybody should watch it because he's telling the truth. There's a difference between sitting here saying he said what I was thinking and then just saying insulting shit.
Right.
But then taking notice on social norms and how other things are interfering with regular life when they don't have to.
I think that was his core message behind the whole thing, because it's definitely that, I don't think comedians are never really well, let me not say not all, but I don't think comedians are necessarily going out to see who can I piss off tonight. I think that's what a comedian kind of does is they bring these social topics to the forefront, and then it's a space where people can laugh at how ridiculous some of these things are. And I think that's really what it is. It's just that I'll admit though, at the very beginning, it was like, because he puts out some jokes about that deal with child molestation.
Yeah,
at the very, very beginning of it, and it's like some of it is like, "Ooh, boy!" Like I mean, I think here's the thing. I think like it'd be different if it was like about quote unquote rape culture, because he even brings that into it. But then he starts out with like the child molestation thing. And it's like, whoa,
he don't. But that's his genius. That it's not like Daniel Tosh went over the top.
Yeah,
and he lost. I mean, he's not a thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But
I forgot about that, dude.
There you go.
I mean, because he used to say shit to piss people off because he knew people were sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
But Chappelle, like you said, he toes the line, but he does it so you can see. I don't know. He's just a genius with it.
He made a point. He made a punchline about suicide, and it was actually
that's how he started the show.
Yeah, and it was actually probably one of the most brilliant jokes. Because it's like, here's the thing with, and I'm just gonna be honest, Dave Chappelle is a genius. I don't know if you've ever seen any of Bill Cosby's stand-ups, but he kind of does a very similar thing where he'll throw something at you and then he will build up a joke in a story and then unleash the punchline, and then it's like, by that point it's like you're invested in the story, so you just laugh because like, this is ridiculous, but at the same time it's funny, but it also makes you think.
Yeah, he's not. He said, I'll throw out a shit joke every now and then, but for the most part, he's like, he's gonna make you think.
Right.
There's an art form to it. Now I've watched stand-ups before, and they told jokes similar to what Dave did, but they were cringeworthy.
Yeah,
and I actually turned it off. I was like, oh, that's too much.
His timing and his delivery, I think, is what sets him apart.
Right.
But he's not doing it just to be a dick. No.
I think
that's some people that tell jokes like Andrew Dice Clay was like the king of just dick jokes.
He just
being a dick and then telling like he wasn't trying to make any kind of social commentary. He wasn't trying to be brilliant with it. It was just, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna offend as many people as you can. But that was his thing.
Yeah, and that's the audience that he's got. I think Dave's comedy is almost, I don't want to say it's not highbrow, but it's approaching that, because where it's not like you have to be somewhat informed to get his jokes. Like, you can't just be, a part of the masses and just, understand it, because otherwise you'll just be laughing for the sake of laughing. I think some of it is surface level, but then there are others where, especially like the joke about the alphabet people, I thought that was probably the most brilliant joke in the entire thing. That was that because it had social commentary. It dealt with, how this one group looks at each other, even within its own group. It was just, and then the way it was set up was completely brilliant because it was also very visual, because you could see everything that he was saying, without him having to, use props or act anything out. So it's, you bring all that together, and then if you're well read on top of it, it's like, this can speak to me. So I mean, so
and that's the comedy I like. I hate when comedians get on stage and they're overly animated.
Right.
I can't. It irks my nerves. And there's some that used to be on like Def Comedy Jam, and they should do all the jumping on, flipping, and running on stage. It used to kill me because you had to do that to be funny. Dave does the minimum. And somebody said, you're the king of your craft when you can get up there and bring a stool on stage and sit down and tell your jokes. As a matter of fact, I think it might have been Def Comedy Jam when it came back, or one of the shows where they could boo people. And dude had brought a stool on stage and started telling his jokes, and he wasn't funny, and they booed him off. And the host came back and he was like, you knew better than to bring that stool on here. If you're not good enough to sit down and tell your jokes, don't bring a chair on stage. Because people expect you to be that good.
Speaking of that, who did I see? Joe Rogan, actually. Because he actually came here.
Did he?
Yeah, he actually came to Raleigh, and Arlene and I both saw him. I mean, he was funny. Like, if you saw his Triggered special that's on Netflix, it's basically that same show.
Okay.
I haven't watched Netflix of it, but that was pretty much because there were some of the jokes that he had, and Brian, to your point, like, all he had was a stool. Yeah. I mean, Joe Rogan's actually funny.
He is. He's a funny guy.
Handful of comedians can go up there with a chair and sit down and tell their jokes. Handful. So some of them, they just need to get up there and do all this other stuff.
And I mean, I might catch heat for this, but that's why I didn't like Martin Lawrence as a stand-up comedian. He was kind of like that, And I was big on stand-up comedians, like from early 90s. Like, I saw a lot live, and Yeah, I just never.
You didn't fit your
But
sensibilities.
Chappelle, though, man, like when he can give you a punchline and still tell the joke and make you laugh at the end of the joke with the punchline he just told you, he fucking brilliant, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed it. Hurry Up is Sosa and watch it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And hopefully, I think all this is kind of building up the Eddie's thing.
Hey, man,
I think it is because Netflix is doing a lot with certain comedians, and
they get people. They're priming the pump. It's like y'all just let y'all know because if Dave Chappelle, I mean, Dave is funny. Don't get me wrong, but Eddie Murphy, like if Eddie is back to his prime, which I mean, I'm not saying he is or is not, but if he is, then like none of the Dave's special has nothing close to like how raw Eddie Murphy's gonna be, because he's gonna probably hit that same he's gonna hit that same kind of fervor, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I even think Dolomite is just preparing for his stand-up.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I don't even think that's like the candles on the cake. I think that's preparing for his. He made a movie to prepare you for his stand-up.
It better be good, man. I'm gonna be hurt if it's bad.
I feel the same way.
But somebody's not going to be happy with it.
I mean, of course, that's anything that you watch.
I mean, I was a big critic of Life. I didn't think they played well off each other, and they probably subdued each other. Maybe.
I like Life because I felt like Eddie was being who he's supposed to be. He was a jackass. He was funny in Life. He was funny, and a lot of people didn't see the movie, but I Spy, when he was
I ain't watched that shit.
When he was the boxer in it, he was hilarious in that movie.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson's corny, but Eddie was hilarious because he was the jackass. He was the mean guy.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And he's funny being just the bully. Yeah, he's funny being an asshole. He was in that movie. It was hilarious. So, this stand-up, maybe it's just the final nail in the coffin, or it could be the resurrection. But I think he only needs to do one. Whether or not it's a bomb or whether or not it's amazing, he needs to just put this out and don't do any more.
I just don't know what he's going to be talking about, though.
That's like everything, man.
Because 80s Eddie wasn't really politically, well, not just politically correct, but socially, there was no social commentary on that.
Right.
He did talk about social commentary.
The way they talked about it back then.
Yeah, we have the internet now, so nothing's a mystery anymore.
Well, not just that, but
man, Eddie
can't call a gay person faggot no more. And this dude was saying it every other line.
Say it like Chappelle said. Oh, you didn't see it. Never mind.
Yeah, he didn't see it.
Never mind. But
it's just
he wasn't talking about. He was talking.
You said faggot.
Yeah.
But Eddie Murphy has 30 years of things that he needs to get off his chest.
That's true too.
And he got stuff the actual Chappelle show talked about. He can bring up that stuff. Stuff that was going on with his life, the whole cross-dressing thing. He has shit to talk about.
That's true.
To come clean about.
Damn, dude. He got 30 years of material then.
You know he about to let Nicole have it.
Oh, yeah. Oh. She kept his name. She's not going to keep her dignity after this.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about Nicole Murphy. And I'm like, oh, shit.
It's like, oh, boy.
Here we go.
All the kids are growing up, too. It's like,
oh, yeah.
It's like,
do a little Eddie.
Right.
But he was funny on the, I don't know if y'all watch Riding in Cars with Comedians or whatever it is. Getting Coffee with Comedians.
Right.
You got to watch the one with Eddie on it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
It's only 15 minutes long. It's not like It's taking up much of your
that
day.
was longer. It's like maybe 15, 30. I think it's like 30 minutes almost. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But still, it gets a lot of stuff out. And he's preparing for his stand-up.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hadn't seen this man so much in the news in the last 20 years.
Get ready.
That's all right.
Yeah. So it should be good. But Rich had a subject here in our show sheet. I'm gonna let you explain it here. He said, "Fans becoming haters, elitism in your respective interests." You want to shed a little light on that?
So now for me, this is just kind of like in my space and the things that I like, right? But I think it definitely branches out to other mediums too. So it's basically like when you were brought up on a franchise or a show or whatever the case may be, as you're a kid, it's like it's the greatest thing ever. Then you become an adult, you're looking for that same feeling. It's not there because you're not 8, right? So the thing is what happens is in, like, for example, I collect Transformers, right? And one of the things that's happened recently, there's this really expensive version of Optimus Prime that just came out. But it seems like for whatever reason, the fandom hates it. And it's like there is nothing that the original manufacturer can do to make them like it. Like it's just like it's constant complaining and it's constant just bashing on the product when the reality of it is it's like, I mean, it's basically the same thing. It's just that it doesn't give you the same, those quote unquote member berries that you had back, that feeling that you get back when you were like sitting on the couch at 8:00 in the morning, eating Fruit Loops. Like you don't get that same feeling anymore because you're just not that person anymore. So it just seems, like now you have all this lore, all of this backstory for things, when the reality of it is, it's like, it's just the same thing you always had. It's just that you're looking at it through a different lens. And now it's because you're an adult. You're like, well, I don't like it because it doesn't make me feel like I'm like a 10-year-old sitting on the couch again. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, if you guys have experienced anything like that, because it seems like anytime a franchise, and I mean this, and I think a common example would be like for comic book stuff as well, because like if they change something, it's like, well, that's not the way that it would have been done 20 years ago. And it's like, well, it's 2019. Of course, it's not the same way you were 20 years ago. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, how you guys have seen that in your own respective, things that you enjoy. Because I don't know if it translates that well in the sport teams, but I could see how it maybe could.
Oh yeah, definitely. People talk about how, like, last Brian don't even watch NBA no more because he likes the 90s NBA. You know, I think it's the same concept if but for me it's Star Wars.
Yep.
I love the originals. The prequels, I don't care what people say. I like the prequels.
The prequels are fine. They're fine.
I like because some people are like, oh, we don't need the backstory. I like the backstory. But these new ones is like, I was excited, and then what the fuck are y'all doing? But I don't think they didn't catch the essence of the first 6 to me.
I think that's also kind of to that same point, because it didn't make you feel like the same. It didn't make you feel the same way like when you were a kid or when you were younger. Like it doesn't have the same.
Remember?
Yeah, like that
early 2000s. I was a grown man. I wasn't a little kid no more. So it's not like,
Well, how do prequels? I think are in their own way, they're pretty unique, right? Because they are basically the answer to all of your questions that you wanted to know. So it's like, okay, well, how did Darth Vader get, how he wound up not having no arms or legs? Like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
How, it's going into the backstory, is filling in all of the gaps. Whereas I think with these new movies, it's basically they're just winging it. And I'm not and I'm not saying like that's good or bad per se, but it's like with these new movies, they are there's nothing that's previously established that gets you to where the same place is. Like, for example, like if we said we knew who Snoke was supposed to be, like that was the common argument, but then in The Last Jedi, they killed him off. It's like fans didn't like, I don't want to say fans in a collective sense, but it's like they didn't like that simply because it's like, well, I was expecting to get that answer, and now I'm not going to get that anymore. Does it really change anything? Because let's say, for example, if we didn't know who the Emperor was 20 years ago, it's like no one cared when Return of the Jedi came out. It was just this dude. Like he only had 5 minutes of screen time in the original trilogy. So, but it's like it's that same kind of thing. It's like it's like having your street cred for this property or this franchise is getting blown up because it's like, well, I thought I was supposed to be an expert in this, and it's like, nope, you're wrong. none of this matters. Everybody dies. Eat Arby's.
Yeah. I think with me personally, I kind of like when they bring something from the past and kind of modernize it or change a few things. Mm-hmm. I don't mind them not following either the comic book or the storyline as closely as they used to. And to be honest with you, some things that we found really, really exciting when we were young ain't that exciting no more.
Well, yeah, because we were dumb. I mean,
case in point. I like the old Jim Henson movies.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Dark Crystal.
Yeah, one of them came out, The Dark Crystal. I loved this movie when I was a kid, because it was a lot to watch and a lot to look at. Mm-hmm. So they brought out The Dark Crystal and followed it exactly the way it was when it was the 80s. And that is the most boring shit I've watched in my life.
You just rehashed it.
Huh?
They just rehashed it then.
They continued it from where it left off, I think.
Oh, they didn't rehash it.
And it is so quiet. And somebody described the puppets as having a blank, dead stare in their eyes.
That's creepy.
So is it okay to modernize something just to keep people's attention? Absolutely. People don't have the same attention span as they did when it was the 80s and the early 90s. It's a different kind of animal now.
We also are more forgiving of that stuff because, like, if you look at I'm trying to think of a good example of like stupid effects, like RoboCop. I know I'm bringing this back up again. But if you look at the way some of that stuff looked in that movie, you're like, you go back, it's like, this is terrible. You thought it was awesome back then, but like now it ain't nothing great. Blood squibs everywhere,
Yeah, like in my mind, the scene when RoboCop was on the ground and they were shooting him and shooting his hands and stuff.
Exactly what
that was the most gory thing I had ever saw in my life when I was 10. But when you watch it now, it is the dumbest scene you've ever seen in your life.
It's like, yeah, this did not age well at all.
Exactly, it didn't.
So I'm with both of you on it's okay to modernize some stuff, but it's just when they remake certain things, it's just like, why are you even touching it?
Yeah, some things
just leave it alone.
Yeah, man. Some things just need to go.
And I can't even off the top of my head, I can't think of any because we've said this in the past. I can't think of nothing right now.
Lady and the Tramp. Why the hell did they do that? What's that about?
Money.
Who said that was okay?
Money.
Who greenlit that?
Here's the thing: we keep getting more of what we pay for. So if Disney can remake every possible franchise that they have under the sun, they are going to do it, and they're going to do it with reckless abandon. Like they
better not. Well, they got Mulan coming.
Mulan is the only one that I actually am like halfway like excited for. That's the only one, and that's even been since they started announcing they were doing these remakes. Because I could actually see that as a valid retelling in that medium, whereas all the others, it's like why do I have this nature documentary with Beyonce's terrible voice act?
That just
sometimes
I'm not watching that shit.
Go ahead.
To be honest with you, and the movies aren't doing that well.
No,
has anybody seen the Reluctant Dragon? Pete's Dragon, that's what it was. Did anybody watch Pete's Dragon?
All right, but here's the thing. Did
anybody watch what was the one with the monsters?
Which one?
The Real Quiet movie with the boy. He had the monster pajamas on, and there was all the monsters in the woods and stuff.
Was it the VFG?
No.
What was that?
The BFG. I think it's I forgot.
No, the Big Friendly Giant.
Yeah.
I'll think of it. What were you about to say?
No. It's just that those movies don't do well because they're not established. They're not properties that are established to the point of where Disney can like just be like, we're doing this, and then it immediately is going to make a billion. Like,
they don't fuck with
Disney they know the movies that they could. Like, for example, Lady and the Tramp, they're putting out on Disney Plus. Okay. Which that's a whole other thing in and of itself. But they're putting that on Disney Plus, and they know they're doing that because let's be honest, no, Lady and the Tramp isn't like one of Disney's like top. You know, if you look at the pantheon of the animated classics, like that's not one of the ones at the top.
You don't think it is?
Yeah, it's definitely a movie people know, but it's not one that it's not like you run around quoting stuff from Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah. We are Siamese, if you please.
They better cut that out. That not be in the damn theater. Listen.
Yeah.
Disney know damn well they put some shit in the movies that don't need to be translated into live action.
So maybe some of the things that they did in the past. So Dumbo. I'm sure they redid it and cut out some shit.
They cut them crows out.
I don't know.
I'm sure they did. So maybe some things that were not even questionable. Some things that were just blatant. They're like, all right, we need to go back and change that because that wasn't right.
Right.
Well, is the Siamese thing blatantly racist?
They're fucking Siamese cats with fucking Chinese accents.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know,
I think they are.
I know it's like, you know, this is just the grammar side of me. It's like it's not technically racist. It's really just playing off the stereotype.
It can be taken
racial profile,
but it is. But they nah, man. Like they took that way too far. So
they might as well do Speedy and fucking was it Slowpoke?
Oh
yeah, yeah.
Because
that was horrible. That was bad. That was very bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in Disney's catalog. I know if you put on Disney Plus, it is going to be a thing. So that's also that kind of still brings back to the discussion is like, you know, we talk about Disney like they are the happiest go lucky company on the planet, but
they're killers.
but if you go back and look at some of the stuff they've put out over the years, it's like, you know, we have been mentally conditioned not to care about this stuff, because if you go back and watch Peter Pan right now, you'd have a totally different viewpoint of that movie.
Oh yeah. What did they say? Peter Pan was really the harbinger of death?
Well,
because he was bringing them. Yeah,
taking the kids away, and they were all orphans, and it was a time where kids died for no reason.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the scene with the Native Americans in Peter Pan.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
What makes the red man red?
Jesus.
So,
and you know they've made Peter Pan like 8 times and never put that song in it.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Peter Pan.
Hook. Hook. Yeah.
All those movies, they've never put that in there.
They're gonna pull that Disney Plus out. They're gonna fuck around and put "Song of the South" on that bitch.
Oh no,
accident.
I'm sure that thing is not in a vault. That is under the sea.
Man, "Song of the South" so deep in the vault.
I'm telling you, that's just gonna come out on accident. And people be like, "What the fuck?"
I think it's a vault, and then there's a second vault.
I wonder, like what Disney has done with that movie. Like, where they, like, did they ever make a digital transfer of it just in case for posterity?
I'm saying that there's a to me, in my mind, there's a possibility that they might have did that just for archives or.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, just for the sake of archiving it.
We don't need that archive.
It's
we don't need it at all,
because technically it's part of history. And the movie I was thinking about was Where the Wild Things Are.
That's okay.
I
know what you're talking about.
That movie was horrible too.
Yeah, nobody said.
They were testing grounds for making live action kids movies. I don't know if that's Disney even. I don't even think that's Disney, but they were still testing.
Probably
not. But
it's weird, man. It's like because so many of the things that used to make people happy, it's like as adults, it's like I hate everything about this and I don't want it. It's like, like there's, I don't know, man. It's like even going to like, have y'all kind of heard the buzz about the new Joker movie and how basically it's supposedly this masterpiece?
Yep.
I'm not happy about it.
All right, but see, all right, so there you go. It's like that. Like
but I wasn't happy about it when they made Phoenix the man. So
talking about Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah,
I don't.
Like as soon as they announced he was going to be it, I was like, yeah, this movie's going to be at least good. I ain't expected to be like, if you basically put out a reviews for your movie almost a month before it even comes out, you must know you at least did something right.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder how fans are going to take that movie because, as we all know, the Joker's origin story is pretty much ambiguous, right?
Right.
So how is that going to be taken? Are people just not going are people just going to not like it because it's like, well, this isn't how the Joker was portrayed in the comic book, so I don't want to deal with it.
Well, I was talking to somebody, I think I was talking to Izzo about this the other day, or you guys maybe. What's going to happen is being that there, and is this version a comic book? This version isn't a comic book, right?
No.
This is a brand new adaptation.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is it's going to force them to recreate Batman's universe.
No.
If they decide to go forth with this.
I saw a video, and you're right. You're actually right. I saw a video about that today, and they're going to see how it goes because they're going to promote it as DC Black Label. So the adult version of DC, where Batman's going to shoot you in the face.
Batman don't need to kill nobody. I think
I'm just saying.
Eventually he does. It happens in all the timelines.
He gets old. He loses a bat. He loses a Robin here. Loses a Robin there. He says, "Fuck it. I'm just gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah. Which is dope about, and I don't know if any of y'all watched Titans, the show that was streaming.
Haven't yet.
That's dope because it takes place when Batman just loses his shit.
But I think
really?
I think you need to. But in a way, I think either the story has to build up to that, or it needs to be earned. I think that was kind of like Did y'all see Man of Steel?
No.
Yeah.
I want to watch that shit.
I actually thought Man of Steel was all right. Like,
was that wasn't the last one, was it?
No, that was
General Zod.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was like the last one.
Yeah, the last Superman movie. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I thought it was all right. Like people really didn't like. I was like, I thought it was at least okay. But when he snapped. I mean, this is a spoiler, but if you haven't seen the movie by now, I was like, okay. But I mean, but he takes out Zod at the end, and it's like people got upset about it. I was like, okay. Like I don't really ever remember them saying Superman didn't kill anyone. I know he's not.
Superman killed Joker.
I know he's technically above that, supposed to be above that, but I never really got we know Batman, like part of Batman's mantra is he doesn't kill anyone. But Superman, I was like, right. he literally can like push you the wrong way and you would explode. So I mean,
but that was a situation. He kills
people by accident.
That was a situation where he does not kill people and he doesn't like to do it. And you can tell by the way by how long it took him to kill Zod.
Yeah.
But it was a situation where he had to do it, and anybody pushed would have to do it.
Right. He sonic boomed his neck break.
Holy shit.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie.
Zod's eyes went out like a light bulb.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've kind of like spoiled the end of it for you, but I still think it's not a bad movie. Like it, honestly,
I watch it. I would watch it. I watch it when it's on.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if I'm bored and I see it on like Netflix or whatever it's on, I'll watch it because it's a good movie.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they should have stayed that course because like Zack Snyder got weird afterwards. But yeah,
they wrapped it up. They wrapped it up into the Batman versus Superman. So
yeah, that movie didn't earn. But see, again, that movie honestly didn't earn what it got. Like they tried to force feed a MCU into that, and it was like, nah, y'all need to let this breathe a little bit before y'all start coming, trying to come correct like that.
And did you see the new the announcement that's going to make all the keyboard nerd races pop out?
Oh yeah,
called Batman being black.
Yeah, getting a black Batman.
Black Batman. When your fans become your haters,
it's gonna be the real Dark Knight. They're gonna start calling him the Darky Knight, right? It's the Darky Knight.
Hey man, I'm interested to see how that story gets played because will they play it as him without his parents? Will they play it as him being strictly fatherless?
Wait, so they're making Bruce Wayne black.
Well, he just said a black Batman. It doesn't necessarily have to be.
It doesn't have to be Bruce Wayne.
Right.
Yeah. Like how many times had they changed? Well, it was never changing Robin. It was always one Robin.
Yeah. It was just other different people.
His sidekick.
Right.
And that's all Batman is.
Yeah.
Batman is.
But they've never changed Bruce Wayne though.
Nah. Well,
right. No, but they changed Batman. Different people have played Batman.
Yeah, you got Terry McGinnis, who played him afterwards. For like Batman Beyond and that kind of stuff. And
so it was a different.
Yeah, there have been different iterations of Batman, but like let's say for all intents and purposes, the core Batman is typically Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's still Bruce.
Yeah. It's like who's the Green Lantern? Is it Hal Jordan?
Yeah, Hal.
All right,
it's a bunch of different dudes.
But then, yeah, right. But see, but everybody knows that's like kind of like the Green Lantern. Like you have these other types, but that's like the one. If I don't know, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that because that is literally going to be like the moment of Batman can't be black because X. It's like, huh? We're in a fictional universe.
There's always a reason a superhero can't be another color. And it's always something stupid. The only time I don't think a superhero can be another color is if he's from an area where there are no of that color. Like, shit. Black Panther, of course.
Well, I mean, think about it. Does he have? What if he's from South Africa and was adopted?
Well, Wakanda's not in South Africa.
I know. I'm just saying, man.
You're playing devil's advocate, and I get that. But no, the thing that kills me is Superman. Let's make him black. They lose their minds. Why? He's a fucking alien. Well, not just that, he's an alien.
Yeah,
the motherfucker can be whatever the fuck he wants to be.
Yeah,
or whatever they make him. Whatever, you know what I mean.
I was going to
just have a perm.
I was going to say they can't be like a different color Iron Fist, but they really did kind of
they screwed that one.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just I think it's going to be interesting, and it's funny to see the racists just lose their shit just because of superheroes. And
we're losing America.
Yeah, I remember. I think the moment that got me was when dude from The Force Awakens came out of the sand all sweaty, and then it was like, wait, he's a black stormtrooper? That's impossible. There cannot be a black storm. Like, you talk about.
Oh, that was exciting. I love that. That whole thing was dope. Didn't want a black stormtrooper. Wasn't somebody Asian on the Star Wars movie that they didn't like?
That was Rose Tico.
They gave her a lot of bullshit for nothing.
Yeah.
But my thing is, and I didn't agree with them. But why couldn't there have been a black stormtrooper? Like,
I think it's because they knew that all the stormtroopers were made from one person, and they all had.
No. Those are clones.
Yeah,
those were clones.
Yeah.
Then they died out, and then they had
regular dudes. Right.
Yeah.
So
y'all know the Star Wars storyline way better than I do.
Have you ever seen the stormtrooper without the mask on?
Right.
Other than him.
Yeah, he was like the first time you ever seen a stormtrooper humanized, if you will.
They're spray and pray.
I've never seen them humanized.
Well, exactly.
Right.
And it's weird. It's just
we just assume that they were all white, man.
Right. Because they ain't no black people in Star Wars except for Lando. That's the only one.
It's understandable that we don't make it to the future, guys. We're done.
We're not here either. We're not there either, apparently.
We're done around 2200, somewhere around there.
Oh man.
Finally
got that was supposedly a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So I mean, there is that. Yeah, there's all but like 3 black people in the universe.
Going back to the Joker thing real quick.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be in, and I just thought about this, sorry. Do you think it's going to be in the same vein as how Logan was? How it's a standalone? It kind of connects, but
I think it'll have they'll set up some very loose ties. I don't think they're gonna do anything more than that. And if they even do any loose ties, it'll be more towards the Batman universe. The Batman
because Bruce Wayne's already in it.
Yeah, because I know Thomas Wayne's in the movie.
Right.
So I think that's probably as far as they're going to go. Like, I don't think they'll go. Okay. I don't think they're going to try to set up like Aquaman's going to, pop up at some point. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to do anything like that.
No.
Yeah, I think they're going to really keep this very contained and deliberate as far as what they're trying to put out. But
I still didn't like Logan.
You didn't like Logan?
I thought it was. I just don't like the end of stories like that. It's a personal preference.
I thought Logan was, and you know what? It's funny you say that because I watched Logan, and once I got done seeing it, I was like, I thought it was all right. I'll never watch it again.
No, I won't even buy that shit.
Yeah, I'll never watch it again because I mean, it's there. I'm not saying it's okay. Like, we all know life is hard and it's painful. Like, we get that, but it's like Logan took that to like 12.
I think we kind of know like why they even made that movie. There's no way to kill Wolverine or kill off that character of Wolverine in the X-Men timeline that they were doing.
Oh no, they had to do that. They had to do that separate.
No way to do it. So they had to give Hugh Jackman his final match, so to speak. So they created this whole other timeline. I like Logan. But I think I watched it once.
Right. Because I
think I watched it again. Watch it again.
It's depressing.
Yeah, exactly. It's depressing.
It's one of those movies like you have to take a shower after because everything was dark and dirty.
Johnny Cash Hurt is playing in the background while you're taking a shower. I hurt myself.
Oh man, that's a dude. Just give me a bottle of liquor right now.
Oh man, yeah, that one was. Oof.
No lie, that song is on my gym playlist.
What?
How?
Is that
how does that get you?
Is that the song you play as you're leaving the gym, or while you work it out?
No, man. When you're sitting there and you kind of, killing it, Like, damn, I hurt myself today.
This dude.
What? No.
So for those that don't know, Brian snorts his pre-workout.
Oh, but it's on my playlist. I can't.
That's like the second weird track I've heard either between you and Izzo say, yeah, that's on my shit.
I've let one person read what was on my playlist in my from my gym playlist, and they looked at me like they were worried.
Yeah, you want to talk about it?
You gotta play what gets you hype, man, and that's what I do.
But hurt gets you hype.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily get you hype, but it puts you in a mind state where you got to keep going. You got to do what you got to do. I like that song.
Damn, man.
I'm not. No, I mean, to each his own.
I'm worried now.
But
I'm worried.
Man, that's wow. Okay.
You want to know what I put on there today?
I'm listening to the song in my head while y'all talking.
You want to know what I put on there today?
Go ahead.
What?
Evanescence.
That's fine. I could see. Well, hold on a second. What song?
Both of them.
All right. So like the entire album or just two songs?
No. Just two songs.
All right. What song?
That song.
Okay. I mean that Bring Me to Life.
That one.
Okay. All right. So Bring Me to Life. What's the other one?
My Immortal.
Okay, I was about to say, don't put Lithium on there. It's like, whoa!
I forgot about Lithium.
Put it on there.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see the life.
I don't know, man. Just between him and Izzo's playlist, I'm like, okay.
Man, once you go in the gym a certain amount of times and you hear stuff and you're like, oh, I want to hear that in the gym, your playlist becomes very, very diverse. Very diverse. Like mine, I jumped from Pastor Troy to, like I said, Johnny Cash, all the way up to Michael Jackson. It's just a bunch of stuff on there.
Wow.
You're gonna have the Rocky soundtrack on there at some point.
There's an African guy who sang Figaro. He remixed Figaro. Like Figaro. Yeah. That shit's dope. That's on my playlist.
I'm sorry. We're not laughing at you, Brian. It's just...
No, we're...
Yeah, this is... I mean, that's...
I'm obviously not a gym rat like that.
Wow. I mean, but I could totally see how that would happen. Like, I get it.
I mean, when I run, sometimes I don't even have my headphones on. So
I try to do that once every so often, like run with no sound.
People think I got problems because I don't use music.
What did people use like 80 years ago? It's not like you carried around like a
nobody worked out 80 years ago.
That's true.
80 years ago,
you were in the field, so I mean,
But that's what I was about to say. If black people was running 80 years ago, they were running from something.
Yeah,
you ain't want nothing covering your ears 80 years ago.
But prior to headphones, like Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno and all them dudes who just used to go to the gym and work out, I'm sure they just went out listening to nothing but these steroids. So,
listen to that juice.
I listened to watch this little documentary Arnold put out about how he went vegan. And he was like, yeah, I ate 30, 40 years ago. I got to do the voice. Like, 30, 40 years ago, I was only eating meat. It was just meat. That's how I got so big. And I was like, really, motherfucker?
You're right, you lying motherfucker.
Yeah.
You ain't used not one needle. Not one.
Hey, man, that's it. That's what that man claims, man. Let that man flourish.
Arnold's one of the last people I'm going to talk shit about. Tyson's the first. Tyson is the first.
What? Like, first what?
Can you talk shit
Person
about?
I'm not going to talk shit about.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Like, wait,
hey, man, he might be 50s, but he still got that uppercut.
Yeah,
hey, man, listen. Tyson, in his 50s, with half the power he had in his 20s, it is still one of the most dominating hitters ever.
It'll send you back to like last Thursday instead of last Tuesday.
Yeah, not as many days.
Right.
Not as many days.
Right.
When he reaches down to his ankles and pulls that uppercut, man,
Yeah.
shit. Dude, that's a tragic story though. I'm glad he bounced back, and he bounced back hard, but that's a tragic story.
Oops, we spoiled Wolverine.
Oops. I was like,
this is 10 years ago. When did Logan come out?
Logan
5
came
years
out
ago?
maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
No.
Oops.
So our caveat when we start the show, there's going to be spoilers. No matter what we're fucking talking about, there's going to be spoilers.
I would say with everything. I was talking to a friend of mine today. We were joking.
That's hilarious.
Well, no. Speaking of that, I was talking to my friend Kobe today, and we were talking about like if you could be anyone in the MCU, who would it be? And then she said living or dead, and I'm like, oh man, we got to put that caveat out there now. Because a lot.
Well, that movie don't count.
Oh boy.
So yeah, sorry about that. Probably should have said, hey, if you hadn't seen Wolverine, we're about to tell you some shit.
So I mean,
hey, Omar in The Wire dies too.
I don't know. I don't.
You ain't watched The Wire?
Oh
my god, dude.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm not black enough.
No, that's not what. Oh, but I am.
Logan came out.
But I mean, people look at me weird when I say I don't watch shit. Like, you watching Power tonight? No, motherfucker.
I mean, it's actually good though.
Or Empire with Juicy Smouye.
Man, stop it.
Juicy Smouye.
Stop it. Stop it. I saw that. See, yeah, she's funny. I saw that pop up on YouTube. Dave Chappelle's joke about it.
Yeah,
and I was gonna click it, and I was like, nope. Let me watch the whole thing.
Yeah. Don't say
watch the whole thing. Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how we got on this.
What
were we talking about?
We're so fucking random. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think y'all smoked dust with me, and y'all just didn't know.
Wait, what?
No, I'm too far away for that.
Spoiler.
No, don't put
Spoiler.
that on me.
You've been in my vicinity before.
I've never been around you with dust. Whenever I was with my homeboys back in the day, and somebody like brought out weed, I was like SpongeBob in that meme. Like, all right, I'm about to head out. I want no parts of this shit.
God,
in my mind, when I was younger and they brought weed out, I would see like Sled just busting in the door every time. That was going to happen. It was going to happen. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta go.
This dude was paranoid before he smoked. That's some good weed.
All right, man, I'm gonna head out. I'm hungry. I do like people get out the phone blind. Let me close this refrigerator. I'll call you back.
Oh, the different ways to get off the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Get hung up.
Yeah, I'm not a phone person, so I'm good at that shit. All right, I gotta switch ears. Let me call you back.
What?
Nigga, what?
Just go with it.
I'm a switch ears.
Fine.
Oh man. But But anyway, I did want to say one thing. I know we were trying to keep it light tonight, but I do want to send my my condolences and my heart out to those people in Texas. We did have another shooting last week. And it seems like we're having to report this stuff every week, you know. So I don't know what his motive was. Nobody really does. You kind of know, but you don't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So another shooting night last week. 7 people died. 21 people were hurt.
Damn.
Including a mail carrier. So something's got to be done, man. And now I see that there are some moves being made. Walmart's making moves. They're not selling ammo anymore. But I don't understand that, because it's not like people were buying the guns in Walmart, buying the ammo, and then doing the shooting.
Right.
You know, I mean, maybe they were, but shit. They're trying to do whatever they can to stop the stuff, so they're not selling ammo anymore. They put the NRA. I just read something where they put the NRA on the terrorist watch list.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. I just read that somewhere. I'm gonna Google it real quick, but yeah, I did see something about them putting the NRA on the terrorist watch list.
I think that was a typo.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I don't know.
There ain't no way.
Yeah, not on.
They gonna let that shit happen.
Yeah. Well, San Francisco officials designate NRA as a domestic terrorist organization.
Damn, that's hey, that's big
huge.
shots fired though.
But
yeah, that's big shots fired.
Yeah, I mean, but
it's just one city.
Excuse me.
What the fuck is going on here?
But it does start with somebody, and they did it. So, you know, hats off to San Francisco for actually doing something. I mean, to be honest with you, man, the whole gun control thing didn't really start out until history lesson here, guys. They didn't even think about doing gun control until freed slaves started buying weapons to protect themselves against the Klan and all these people. And they were afraid that black people had guns. So that's when they started making what do you call them? You needed licenses to carry and all that shit. Right. And white people still weren't necessarily required to carry licenses. It was just black folk when they had weapons. And then it was brought up again and enforced again when the Black Panthers started carrying weapons.
Yeah, that's when Reagan did that shit.
Yeah. So
which is why California has two strict gun laws in the country.
Yeah. So really it was to disarm black folk. And that's when all the, you know, weapons bans and licenses started being required. But now we need it. And we don't have it. You know. So hopefully one day I don't even know what can be done, to be honest with you. People get guns any day they want to. I can go out and get a gun right now, probably.
Of course. This is America.
But it's got to stop.
But my freedom.
Gotta stop. I mean, it's scary, man. I don't even like going places in public anymore, like heavily populated areas. It does kind of creep me out. But anyway, I just wanted to address that and say, you know, my condolences, my heart, not my quote unquote hearts and prayers. It's pretty much just all you can do right now.
Debbie Downer.
Sorry.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
I couldn't let it go without saying it. Bring us back up, Judge. Hey, Trump said he never heard of a Category 5. That was cool.
This a dumb motherfucker, man.
That was pretty cool.
There's literally, I don't know the fucking names, but whatever hit Puerto Rico was either a 5 or going to be a 5.
That was a 5.
Somebody made a collage of him saying that like 20 times in like 20 different press conferences at different times at different hurricanes at Category 5s. Like, it's Category 5. I never heard that before. Another time, it's Category 5. Never heard that happening before. So
that's a dumb motherfucker.
That's our leader. Yay, America.
America.
Yeah.
America.
You see here, Irma. Irma.
Yeah, pull
Maria, Michael, and Dorian.
Yep. Oh yeah, hearts and prayers go out to. If I wish there was something we could do to like go actually help rebuild these areas instead of just saying I hope they're okay. Like when everything's said and done, the Bahamas trying to rebuild and everything, I would love to go and help them rebuild. You know, help build some houses or whatever like that over there. Because I feel like I would rather put my hands on something and see what my effort is going to, rather than sending some money somewhere that might not go where it's supposed to go.
It's not
Red
right.
Cross.
You know what's unfortunate though, man, is that if you could do that, but then it's like you gotta work. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm not trying to say that it's not definitely it's very important work, but you know, unfortunately, the way that things are, it's like, you know, people want to help, but you know, it's like, man, I got to make sure I eat today.
Yeah,
that's that. You know, it's significantly easier. It's significantly less effort for me just to be like, well, I'm gonna throw this 20 on. I'm gonna put 20 on it, and then hopefully it gets there.
But see, the thing is, man, with some of the charities, like let's take a 20. You put your 20 there. They gotta cut that up into so many pieces as far as labor and taxes and blah blah blah. You're really only donating $1,
right?
Yeah,
you know. So that's why I would rather just put my effort into it and put my own manpower into helping somebody.
I mean, I'm sure, to be honest with you, I'm sure there are avenues to do that. But also, you know, getting there is not going to be easy or cheap. And then lodging, you know, it ain't gonna be like you're gonna be able to stay there for free.
there's a lot. I mean, you got to actually win the lottery and then use your winnings. Because shit.
This is again why Batman's greatest superpower is being rich.
Yeah. Yeah. And Superman's is being a gorilla. It's brains versus brawn, man.
What?
That's why Batman will always defeat Superman any time of the day. Sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
What? Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to say you're wrong. Batman is always prepared. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, it's brains versus brawn. Anyway, yeah, I would much rather help than send some money somewhere. Yeah, I am not. That's another Superman apologist. That's all that is. Superman apologist. But anyway, anybody had anything else they wanted to talk about before we kick this thing off?
I don't know.
I'm actually okay.
All right.
I think I'm good. I didn't have anything on the topic list. I was just gonna run with it.
I gotcha. Hey, our little viewer there, struggling linguist. Did you have any questions for us? Anything you wanted us to address real quick?
You call? What you?
Her name is Struggling Linguist.
I mean, I see this, yes, but
yeah, it's not. We're not struggling readers. We can tell.
Thank you, Sosa.
Okay, guess not.
All right. So, she's writing down languages. Our buddy here is a linguist, so she knows several different languages, and she's flexing her muscle.
I am still, you know, at some point, I am going to actively start learning Japanese. I keep saying I'm gonna do it.
I thought you were already taking.
You know, I bought those classes, but I haven't actually gone through and actively done it. And I think that's I need to go ahead and hey there.
That's my daughter.
You know, we hear you talk about her, but I don't think I've ever seen her. But yeah, I actively need to start learning because I mean, at some point I want to actually go to Japan. As stupid as this sounds, though, the reason why the reason why I want to learn how to speak Japanese is because what do you call it?
one, I want to actually go to Japan, but then two, it's like I would like to watch anime.
I'm about to say.
Without subtitles.
You have nerd intentions.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's like, yeah, granted, sure, you can read it, but say it with feeling, and then just be able to you watching TV and no one knows what the hell's going on the screen other than you. It's like, turn the subtitles on. No, not
the viewer.
I don't think I will.
Something called Lingo Deer.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm looking it up right now. 4.8 stars. I'm gonna download this bitch right now so I can say it in Chinese. Cool.
Okay. Well, thank you for the tips. I appreciate that. Oh boy, I went to Google's Play Store and I just saw that they got Aladdin available in 4K. It's like, no.
Aladdin.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, neither am I.
I'll probably watch it on
the Fire Stick.
Yeah, whatever. You're not gonna watch it anyway.
Right. So what's the difference?
You're right. I'm not.
Don't hate me because I steal stuff. Wait, I gotta cut this out of this. Shit.
Wait.
See, there you go.
I didn't see that last part.
But anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and end this. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us and talk to us, Ms. Stringle and Linguist. Hopefully you'll come back and join us next week. It'll be Monday.
Bring a friend.
Yeah.
Bring friends. The more the merrier.
Yeah. So thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company. If you want to follow us on all of our Twitters, they are on our social media accounts, as far as actually the audio accounts where we post the podcast. So that is here, of course, on what is this, YouTube? On YouTube, yes. We're on Google Play Music, we're on Spotify, and we are on SoundCloud. Did I miss anything? Apple Podcast.
Yeah.
Apple Podcast, yeah. And I'll post the audio on these platforms tomorrow or whatever. All right. So until next Monday, thank you so much for allowing us to keep you company once again. Peace. Wake me up.